Am I the only one who had to look up who that character was? The one with Uraraka and Deku? I was like, it said Seto. I'm like, who are you again? I had to go look up the wiki. I remember who he was. I'm like, okay, cool. We're getting some screen time for some side characters here. You don't see him too often as much as the other guys. Well, more screen time for him. So, what's up with that chick? Man, I like her more now. Whatever. She was like, her quirk, like she went after Deku, and it's like her quirk looks like some kind of claymation type, where she can pretty much change her body into whatever form, but she's naked all of a sudden. She's like, oh, how, like you see Uraraka and Seto come in interrupting them, trying to help out Deku. They're coming to his rescue. And she's like, oh, how sad, like this fun is ruined for me. I still want to know more about you. And then she like asked Uraraka, she asked her, oh, I could tell you're very well trusted. I don't know what this chick is planning, but the way she talks like some kind of villain or like some kind of mole, man. These people from Shiketsu, I believe that's the name of the school, gotta watch out for them. I don't know if there's some kind of planning. Are we gonna have another Kabuto type freaking series where like in Naruto where you have a mole somewhere in Shiketsu? I'm not exactly sure, but she's like sounds so devious and so sexy at the same time. I really like her. Do we get a name yet? No name? Whatever. Even Deku's like, why the fuck are you naked, man? And then she runs off and then they try to get her. It's like, no, she's a pervert. Leave her alone. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny, man. So it's like a funny dynamic with that character. She jumps off, and it turns out she actually is pretty fast. It's not just her quirk of her blending. Does she like blend into the ground, and can she like change into whoever she wants? Like, I need more questions on how her quirk works, because that's kind of OP as hell, man. You can blend, you can possibly blend into surroundings, and maybe change into whoever you are. That's pretty powerful. But before that, even before this chapter, one of the main characters who completed the course was Todoroki, aka Zuko. But and he goes and he's looking around. Oh, there's some other people here already, and he makes eye contact with the powerhouse. I'm drawing a blank with the name. I'm horrible with names. And the guy who like pretty much took out pretty much half the class. Well, I think like it looked like a wind quirk or something. And he gives him like this dirty look, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then he turns away real quick. Like, I think he like recognizes the competition. If we're just gonna go off of the examination, or maybe he's looking at him as a possible threat for something else. I don't know if the school is planning something, but these people from Shiketsu, the strong powerhouse, is a little shady. Like, they're interested in UA, but man, I'm gonna keep my eyes open. What always happens in these tournaments, these competitions, there's always something that happens on the outside. And so it keeps you sucked in at the possibility of there being like a coup, assassination. Remember, UA still has to worry about the possibility of there being a traitor amongst UA who are talking to the villains on the outside. I don't know if Shiketsu has to worry about the same thing, but I think it adds an extra dynamic with the way the way the characters are interacting with each other, especially from the different schools. We end off with this chapter with Bakugo, with Mr. Electro Buzz, man. He's all scared shitless because he got left alone, man. He's all crying, and fucking Bakugo's hilarious. Get the fuck out of here, you dipshit, man. That shit I was just laughing. So they're taking out another guy who he looks like a cop. He's got a coat, very stuck up, and Bakugo's like, oh, I hate these type of characters. So they're going to go at it, and you got Deku, and you got Seto and Uraraka, and they're trying to capture their targets, because they realize just throwing the balls at afar, it's pretty difficult, especially when you don't know the quirk of the other enemy. So they've got a plan. Bakugo looks like he's about to be settled down. Deku, Uraraka, you probably got the main characters who are going to pass pretty soon, and probably some other main characters who might not pass. That's probably what's going to happen. At least that's what I'm guessing. Pretty solid chapter with that. And of course you got Aizawa Sensei, who's talking about the dynamic of Bakugo and Midoriya, how they hate each other, but their dynamic and rivalry kind of brings up the class. They kind of bring the competition throughout the whole class. The way their rivalry is, like, it takes it to another level, and that goes way back to when they first did that exam with All Might, and they took that shit to another level, as if they wanted to really beat the crap out of each other, like a real villain versus a superhero. The anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen in the future, of fighting the heroes and villains, and they bring that extra level of competition. And it's good to like he's able to recognize that because that goes way back. We've all been noticing that. He notices that the students they put the, you know what I mean, they put the level, they take it to another level. That's why I'm really liking the dynamic of the characters. Midoriya, the smart guy, Bakugo, the angry guy. They complement each other and they hate each other, but they bring the class and they make the class better. That's it for me, guys. As far as this review goes, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Good chapter. I gotta get a name for that chick. This little naked girl, claymation girl, whatever her name is. Fuck.